long, long time ago, not really, but in the 1970s, English speaking countries, at least England and Australia, stopped teaching English grammar to school children, feeling that language acquisition should be free and untethered. Now, what was the result of this? Click on the grammar book to find out. Well, the main result of that was that native English speakers were disadvantaged when it came to learning foreign languages because grammar's normally or was always a way to do so. And they would travel the world asking everyone, do you speak English? And when the people would look confused, they would just proceed to say it louder till they got to the point of shouting, do you speak English? And also, it's not the case of speakers of other languages who learn their own grammar. And it basically goes against the ancient Greek education, which considered grammar as one of the 7 disciplines or liberal arts. So this course will be an introduction and provide you with practice of basic grammatical principles to ensure greater accuracy when writing. We will cover parts of speech or passing, nouns and verbs as building blocks of clauses, which will lead us to punctuation. We will look at easily confused words, and we will end with striking the right tone. Now, some of you might be thinking, why do I need to learn my own grammar? There's so many apps, things that will correct it. Why do I even need to learn a foreign language? Phones can translate it for you. The whole point of this is to regain our mental capacity, if you like, and to learn something new. Or you might even think, what did the ancient Greeks have on us? Did they have Instagram? Did they have influencers? Bear with me. Now click on the sculpture to continue. It's funny, but grammarians can't even agree on how many parts of speech there are in English, whether 8, 9, or 11, but we'll go with 9. Also, for the sake of simplicity, we're only going to focus on the 4 that carry meaning: nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. This is because they form the building blocks of clauses, which we'll look at later, and are often the cause of errors in writing. So let's begin. What's a noun? That's right. It's a naming word, and it can be an animal, like a cat, person, an artist, a place, a field or a town, or a thing. You've got moon, stars, and sunflowers. However, nouns can also be abstract things like passion, creativity, illness, and love. One thing I'd like you to be mindful of is that some nouns are proper, in that there's only one of them. In that case, we would need to capitalize them. So we would write Vincent, Australia, and the Opera House. Click on the Opera House sales to continue onto verbs. Verbs are easy to recognize most of the time as they are about action, like run, swim, eat, and laugh. They can also be state verbs like the verb to be or not to be, no, but the verb to be, and verbs like feel and like and love. They can be about the past, we've got ran or was, happening now, is eating or laughing, or a general fact such as swim or feel. But there are other verbs we can use to add nuance to an action, and these are called modals, such as can, must, or may. That dog can run fast. She may be chasing something. And that horse must have a good sense of humor. He's the only one laughing. Click on the laughing horse to move on to adjectives. Now, laughing, as in the laughing horse, is used as an adjective here as it describes a horse. So that's right, adjectives describe nouns. The most common adjectives describe physical aspects such as big, small, tall, short, and beautiful, but they also describe emotional states such as happy, calm, embarrassed, sad, angry, and anxious. Now remember, when comparing two things, we say or write calmer or sadder, happier and angrier for shorter adjectives. Be mindful that the Y turns into an I before we add ER. And we say or write more embarrassed and more anxious for longer adjectives. That's adjectives that have got 2 syllables or more. For example, embarrassed has got 3, anxious has got 2. But we should never say or write more calmer, more sadder, or more happier, or even more angrier. No matter how we feel, that's just doubling up. Click on happy to continue on to adverbs. Finally, adverbs are just that. They add to the verb by describing how it's done, or when it's done, or where it's done. In this case, the rabbit on the left is so hungry and eating fast or quickly. The one on the right is relaxed and eating slowly. Most adverbs are formed by adding ly to the adjective. So quick becomes quickly, slow becomes slowly. Some like fast and hard do not change. When writing, be mindful of adjectives that end in y as the y changes to an I before adding ly. So we say happily, angrily, and funnily. Now, we're going to look at the final 5 parts of speech, and these are pronouns, which substitute the noun once you've established who or what it is. So that's things like I, you, he, she, you, her, him, them. Prepositions, which tell us about the position or location of something, usually in space and time. So you've got things like in, on, at, from, with, of. So for example, we'd say I lived in Spain in 2006 and I work from home on Mondays. We have articles and determiners. So articles would be things like a, an, and the, and determiners, which, as their name suggests, determine or quantify a noun. So that's things like this, that, these, those, some, many, a few, a little, and so on. The other group that we have are called conjunctions or linking words or connecting words. So these join words or ideas together. They also establish a relationship between ideas. So for example, and would give you a continuation. I feel tired and I have to work tomorrow, but will give you a contrast. I feel tired, but I'm going to go out. So we'll give you a consequence. I feel tired, so I'm going to bed. But other conjunctions include if for a conditional, when for time, although, and so on. And the last group that we've got is interjections. These just keep the conversation going and don't really carry meaning. They just basically show that you're listening and responding to what's being said. So things would be like, aha, oh, yay, wow. Look, one final note, I didn't really delve deeply into, say, the grammatical words, the other 5 parts of speech, because I want to hook you and create more videos for you to keep watching. But anyway, let's move on to the knowledge check. Hey guys, there are 3 of these sentences, but this being the first, I'll narrate it. So what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to look at the sentence and classify each word into its correct part of speech. So the sentence is, koalas live in tall trees and eat slowly. And now we're going to say what each of those words are. You can pause the video to work it out, and then there will be the reveal. So here you have it. Koalas is a noun, live is a verb, in is a preposition or prep if you feel very confident. Tall is an adjective, trees are nouns again, and is a conjunction or conjunct, again if you want to feel a bit cocky. Eat is a verb, slowly is an adverb. Hey guys, so it's the same deal as before. Classify the following words in this sentence into their parts of speech. The brown shaggy dog is running happily. Again, pause it and we will have the reveal. Okay, here we have it. The is an article, brown is an adjective, as is shaggy, and you can have 2 adjectives in a row. Dog is a noun, is the verb to be, remember. Running is the verb, meaning now, and happily is the adverb. Remember the spelling, change the Y into an I. For the last one, we're going to go out with a bang. You know what to do. We have Van Gogh's many paintings accurately captured his wild imagination. Pause, then go. And we have Van Gogh's a noun, remember a proper noun, many's a determiner, paintings is another noun, accurately is an adverb, captured is a verb in the past, his is a possessive pronoun or possessive adjective, wild is an adjective, imagination is a noun, remember it's abstract. Now look, we can delve more. You might ask me, what do you mean by possessive adjective, possessive pronoun? I want to hook you because I want to do more of these. If you're interested in more, I'll make more of these videos that delve deeper into grammar. So guys, I hope you enjoyed our little foray into English grammar for English speakers. And I hope that you will join me for part 2, where we look at nouns and verbs as building blocks of clauses and punctuation. And also part 3 easily confuse words and striking the right tone. Till then, keep your verbs strong.